Today we have Anju Kalhan with us, and we are honored to welcome Anju. And she's a lifestyle guide and a wellness coach and entrepreneur. That's the role in which I have interacted with her more lately over the last few months. And she is the founder of health snacking startup called Bliss by Anju. Anju exemplifies the principles of sustainable living and is committed to promoting healthy, balanced lifestyles. She mentors individuals in improving their food habits and lifestyle choices and frequently conducts workshops on healthy and sustainable eating. In fact, I have attended one of her workshops, so I found it very interesting. And I think health is something which I'm personally passionate about. So I thought I would speak to you and learn more about what you're building and what motivates you. So that's
Sure.
the whole context.
Sure.
Before we start, I think maybe you can share a little bit about your own life journey before you plunge into entrepreneurship. Maybe how you grew up, and obviously food is something you can plug in into all parts of your life.
Yes. So, first of all, thank you so much. It's really exciting. And yes, my journey has been a lot of efforts to make it healthy, has always been, one of the passions. Being, fed in a Punjabi family, the way I've been, I was always like obese, very, very fat because we were fed a lot of ghee, homemade ghee, and we had that point that I remember we used to have a bhais ka doodh, the person used to come in cycle and that time we've had it all, and no wonder both my parents were highly diabetic, blood pressure issues were there, and like few issues were there. We were just thinking it's because of the age that they are now 30 plus 40 plus, and it's happening. I was in school and I have a younger brother, so it was like that, and not a very active lifestyle, no games and all. Being in a middle class family, it was always focus more studies and some kind of goal. You have to do a job and you have to get married and all that kind of thing was there because both my parents were in government jobs. So I mean, all school to home and then a lot of books, and then it just happened like that. And by the time I grew up and I got married and all, I developed a blood pressure issue with my first pregnancy, and that was it. The starting of my blood pressure journey. Almost now 30 years. I was on medical advices and hospitalization now and then. Severe migraine, and migraine used to happen from my school days. Never used to know why the migraine is happening, but whenever I was out in sun, I used to come back with throbbing headaches. So this happened, and I just took it as is that your parents have the blood pressure, so I'm also having it. So it's not really very thing that I should not be having. वो खा रहे हैं दवाई मेरे को भी लग गई. So it was like that. So I had a very problematic pregnancy. My first child was in hospital, and I was also in hospital for almost 21 days, and it was very, very traumatic time for both of us, for my son also and for me also. But then everything was fine, and things were going on with medication, with migraine, everything was going on. Just that, and I've been always working professional, and I've done my master's in business economics, and I was with ASSOCHAM as a senior economist, and then I changed my job, went into hotel association as deputy director. It was building up, it was coming up. So a total of 18, 19 years of work, and then I started my own event company. I just left the job. So I was in events. I was to organize events and everything connected with the events as a whole kind of solutions I used to give. So always working, and medical thing was going on with it. Then all of a sudden, with my second pregnancy, I lost my child, and again the same problems came up. And then I thought, why is this happening? Why me? A lot of questions come. And so I was very big. I was about 80 kgs plus, and a lot of depression. And I just closed myself, and it just happened that, at one fine day, I just thought, this is not the end of the world, and I must go out. And I started walking and running at 5 o'clock in the morning. Thandi ka time, and I started running and walking so that I used to come back to my house by 6 o'clock, so that people don't see me and they ask me questions about kya hua, kya nahi. That kind of a thing was always there. I was not able to face people after my pregnancy. So I started my journey like that. I used to run and run and run, and then the life started changing. So it was always from sort of a health thing, exercise. And then while I was doing all that activity, I met a yoga person, and then I started yoga with him. Long time, it's been almost now 15 years of yoga. And the important thing which I want to point out here is that with my lifestyle, whether inactive or active, my blood pressure was not dropping. It was just the same. I was on medication then. After my improvement in my physical activities, it was still there. So, though I've been always a vegetarian, I used to take eggs every now and then because I was gymming, and a lot of protein, whey protein, and a lot of protein supplements were in my bag always. But again, this was happening. So, in 2018, I was giving yoga classes, and I had started to heal myself a little bit. I dropped my weight, and all. I was looking better, and activity level was high. Just a casual question from one of the students in the class that, "Ma'am, aap khate kya ho?" All the time, 6 o'clock, you are running with the mat, or, giving classes here, there. Aap khate kya ho? And then that question made me really think that, people somewhere, they want to be having a healthy lifestyle, but they don't know really what to eat. Healthy खाना है, but कहाँ से मिलेगा और क्या खाना है, they don't know. So I started, making that breakfast which I used to carry with chia and with almond milk and all, with a lot of fresh fruits. That was the start of the Bliss by Anju journey. And I just simply made those, and I used to give away in the classes and all, and it just started selling from there. And from there it started, so the shelf life was very, very small for that product. But then by and by, it just gave me a lot of idea, because I was having whey protein. So why not chana? I started making chana laddus. I started making the besan laddus with A2 ghee and with jaggery. So that was the first product that rolled out of this Anju, and which really did very well. And then, because I was more keen on the morning lifestyles and all, and eating when you are traveling and going out, so granolas and laddus were the first hit. So I started making granolas, something with oats. So for a longer shelf life. So it just started. The journey just started in 2018 with that.
Yeah.
And
so it's been now 6 years now.
It's been almost, six and a half months.
Yeah. Wow, that's been a long journey.
That's been a long journey, but yeah. So the only thing is, again, that BP never dropped. BP dropped only when I started my plant-based whole food diet, where I left jaggery, where I left oils and ghee, everything. 2 years back, I stopped all my medications. Just 2 years back, though my lifestyle been always there, the product was always there. A healthy product, but we were using ghee, and we were using jaggery. Some bit of dates also, but then so I realized a lot of things are there to help, along with food, which is, where fasting comes into this thing and more of information on leaving the milk and why dairy and what are the myths about dairy and why it should not be having. That is more passion which has come up. That when I've healed myself, I've always felt that there is some kind of miracle that happened with me, because never ever I had ever thought that a person who's taking so much medication till 30 years at this life juncture, I'll be stopping all the medicines. This age, people start having medicines. उनको लगती हैं दवाइयाँ, यहाँ पे मेरी खत्म हो गई. And even for my family and my relations and all, they are 80 plus and they are off medications. I mean, it's such a magic, and I just want to talk more and more and tell people about it, that this is something which can be possible.
Yeah.
You don't have to be on medication all your life.